What is up, everyone? It is Denise Salcedo. Welcome to my channel. I am very excited for today's stream. I have been looking forward to it ever since we got it all scheduled and planned out. Really one of the most exciting times to be a wrestling fan. Why? Because the Royal Rumble is essentially happening this weekend. It's one of the most fun pay-per-views that there is. You just never know what's going to happen. So today I'm going to be doing a prediction show, but I'm not going to be alone today. In fact, I have three very special guests joining me here today. But before I bring in my guests, just a couple of little notes here to give to everybody. If you do want to take part in today's show, please do not be shy. Make sure you take part in the chat. To take part in the chat, you do have to be a subscriber, so make sure you guys click that subscribe button. On top of that, if you want to make sure that your comment, question, or statement gets read on the stream, 100% guaranteed, you can go ahead and send in a super chat. Not only does your super chat get your comment read on this show, but it also helps me out and it also helps me pay my guest. So you are more than welcome to send in a super chat at any point throughout this show. This is going to be a good time. And also, before I bring in my guest, one more thing, everybody. So this Saturday, I will be at Mission Pro Wrestling, which means that I will not be on Fightful doing a post show immediately the way that I do. So instead, I will be here on my channel on Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time doing a post show. So make sure that you guys subscribe, set the reminder, do whatever you guys need to do to make sure that you guys are here for that. But now, let's go ahead and introduce my guest. First and foremost, I am going to be bringing in my first guest, who is a content creator and interviewer for Digital Spy. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Stephanie Chase. Hey, Stephanie.
Hey, Denise. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm so happy to have you back on my channel once again. You're like literally the sweetest. I was like, I got to bring Stephanie onto the show. Stephanie, let's go ahead and jump right into this. For you, where does the Royal Rumble rank in terms of like things that you're like incredibly excited for when it comes to pay-per-views?
Well, I think the Royal Rumble is the most exciting pay-per-view. I think some people say WrestleMania is Christmas, but I actually think it's the Royal Rumble because I like to get surprises on Christmas, and the Royal Rumble is always full of surprises, even if you think you know what's going to happen. So I'm super excited for the Royal Rumble, but in particular this year's.
I love it. I love it. I feel pretty excited about the show here today too.
Yes.
Now, I do have to ask you, do you have a favorite Royal Rumble winner, a favorite Royal Rumble period, or do you have a favorite Royal Rumble moment? And if so, what is it?
Well, I think the moment I popped most for at home was when AJ Styles debuted in the Royal Rumble. Just him coming out as AJ Styles, like it was actually happening. I thought that was so cool. Yeah, I love that so much. And I will say a controversial choice. I love the Royal Rumble that Mr. McMahon won. And I was heavily invested in that as a child, and I will never forget it. And I know it was a terrible Royal Rumble that wasn't really a Royal Rumble, but it lives in my heart.
Hey, whatever, floats your boat. Stephanie, thank you so much for being here. Very excited to hear your thoughts. So I'm going to pull you back out and I'm going to pull up our next guest, but thank you so much, Stephanie. We'll be bringing you back in just a quick second. Alrighty, everybody. So there you go. That's my first guest, Stephanie. Now let's go ahead and bring in my second guest here today. You guys know her. She's super awesome. She's also the co-host of the Church of Joshi. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Alex, Queen of the Ring. What's up, Alex?
Hi, Denise. I was trying to study your theme song. It's Denise. It's Denise. I think I got it right. I don't know. But hi. Hello.
You got it. It's not too difficult to learn, so that's a good thing. Very easy lyrics.
Very catchy. Very, very catchy.
That is awesome. Well, Alex, I love having you on the shows all the time. We've done a couple of shows now. It's always a really good time. So I have to kick things off by asking you, heading into this Royal Rumble, how excited are you in comparison to maybe some of the other pay-per-views that we've had in like the last year or so?
I mean, Royal Rumble, like Stephanie was saying, I have to agree, it's like Christmas for some of us, right? I mean, we get surprises, we're on our road to WrestleMania, and this is also just a fun event for anyone, whether you've been watching every single week, you're coming back into wrestling, or you're experiencing it for the first time. The Royal Rumble is just always a treat for everyone. And this year especially is pretty exciting. You know, it's the first event with a live crowd, but also it's pretty unpredictable. But we're going to be predicting it today.
We're going to try our best to predict the most unpredictable pay-per-view that there is, essentially.
Right.
Also, so as I asked Stephanie, I want to ask you the exact same question. Do you have a favorite Rumble winner, Rumble or Rumble memory?
I'm going to be a little bit biased here and say it was the 2018 Royal Rumble, which was the first women's Rumble, because that was my first live Royal Rumble. And I was sobbing, because the women like finally got their moment and they main evented. And it was just like one of those moments, which I'm sure you can agree, where it's just like, we made it, you know? So I'm going to be a little bit biased. Also, Asuka winning and Shinsuke Nakamura, great year. It was a great year.
I completely agree with you, Alex. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and bring in our next guest, but Alex will be bringing you back in just a second. Alrighty, everyone. So let's go ahead and pull in our other guest that we have today. I'm very excited to also have this person on. You guys all know her from her appearances on WWE. She has literally been working so hard and busting her butt. She is very, very impressive. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from the Hot Tag with Izzy. Izzy, what's up, Izzy?
Hi. Hi, Denise. Oh my goodness, this is like a dream come true being on your show. I really appreciate it. I'm so excited to talk about the Royal Rumble with everyone, and especially with this incredible lineup of ladies. We're living it out here. I like it.
Well, Izzy, you have been absolutely killing it. And when I was thinking of like, who do I need to have on this show, your name was at the very top of my list. So Izzy, I do have to ask you, you know, we've all been sort of talking about how excited we are for the Rumble, given that it's a very exciting show. How do you feel heading into this year's Rumble?
You know, I feel like it's so cliche to say every year that the Royal Rumble is unpredictable, but truly this year it is unpredictable. When the WWE made the announcement that Mickie James is going to be in the Royal Rumble, that we're going to see Lita, it really opened up the door to so many options and so many predictions. So that's what makes this year so much fun. And I'm really looking forward to the moments during the Royal Rumble. I really think the moments make the Rumble every single year. So it's going to be a fun year. And this is also the first Royal Rumble that fans are going to be here since the pandemic. This is such a big moment, and I'm just so glad that we're sort of getting back to normal with the fans. It's going to be really cool to see the excitement from the crowd when we see surprises in this year's Royal Rumble.
I love it. I completely agree with you. I feel like there's a lot of excitement, a lot of buzz heading into the Rumble, which is good. So Izzy, I do have to ask you same question. Favorite Rumble memory, etc. What is yours?
Okay, so I gotta go with 2018 for sure, the first ever Women's Royal Rumble. That for me, I made a vlog, and it was honestly, looking back at it, it's kind of embarrassing just to see how I acted long ago. But I literally sobbed for like the first 5 minutes of the Women's Royal Rumble. Like it was just so insane to see their progression throughout the years. How, you know, it was just like 2-minute matches to now they're literally having a Royal Rumble. Like it was just so incredible. And as a young female and being like 10 around that time, it was really, really, really awesome for me to see. So I definitely have to go with that. And also just sharing that moment with like all of the fans around me was so cool. Like everybody around me was like, "This is awesome." I think I got like a beer spilt on me. Like the energy was there.
That sounds like a good time.
It was.
Thank you so much for seriously for even taking part in this. I'm very excited. So guys, those are our 3 guests. I'm going to go ahead and start pulling everybody back here. Let's bring in Alex. Let's bring in Stephanie. This is going to be a really good time. But before we get into everything, we do got a couple of super chats that I'm going to go ahead and pull up once again. If you do want to go ahead and send in a super chat, you can do so at any point throughout the show. Kicking us started off, getting us started with our first super chat. This one is from Della Comment, who says, for dope people continuing to do dope things. Man, thank you so much for sending in this super chat. We got another one from Lorenzo Torres, who says, really hope Kevin Owens or AJ Styles wins the Rumble. I doubt it will happen, but it would be super cool. Well, Lorenzo, you never know what will happen in the Royal Rumble. We got another super chat from Lorenzo, who says, also, would love if they have Bianca win back-to-back. That would be amazing things for her career. Well, we'll talk about that in just a second. We got another super chat from Justin McLucky, who says, going to my first WWE pay-per-view this weekend. Couldn't be more excited. Hoping for a Bayley return and a win. Looking forward to your predictions. Thank you so much for your support, Justin. We got another super chat from Nick Grasso, who says, do you guys think Paige will be a surprise entrance in the Women's Royal Rumble? Well, we're going to go ahead and talk about who we think is going to be surprises in just a couple of minutes. But thank you so much to Nick Grasso for kind of getting us going here today. So let's go ahead and get into this, everybody, because we got so much to talk about. We're actually going to kick things off with the first match that I want to go ahead and discuss here today. And the first match that we got on our docket is going to be Edge and Beth Phoenix versus The Miz and Maryse. So I'm going to get things started by addressing this one over to Stephanie Chase. Stephanie, we've been seeing this storyline sort of unfold on Monday Night Raw, and some of it has been, A-okay, and some of it has been a little bit, maybe not my cup of tea. But Stephanie, how do you feel heading into this match?
Well, it's not really been my cup of tea either, but I have to say that I really do enjoy Maryse a lot. And I like when she is back on TV. So I think that having her realigned with The Miz, I mean, it was fun having him with Morrison, but I think to actually make him seem like a star, he needs Maryse. I think other than that, he just seems just like a mid-card guy that they're try and force higher. So I think she elevates his act. It's nice to see Beth like wrestling again, but I think as far as when they get into the kind of back and forths and stuff, I actually do way prefer Miz and Maryse, and I think they just have way more personality and better delivery. And honestly, like Edge was just driving me insane for like ever since he came back. Like absolutely worst comeback of all time. So him being stuck in this feud with I'm just like, yeah, like go do something with your wife, and like Maryse can come back, and that's really nice. So that's my feeling on that match.
Alex, you had an interesting reaction to Stephanie's comments on Edge. What do you got to say about that? Do you agree? Do you disagree?
I do disagree in a way. I think Edge's comeback / return, it's been a bumpy road, to say the least. But again, I think I do like this matchup. I personally think that Maryse and Beth Phoenix can carry a feud on their own. Maybe the men can valet for them. I don't know. But again, yes. I am very excited, right? But I am very excited for this match. I thought that we were actually going to get this match for WrestleMania, but hopefully this is just a filler during Beth Phoenix's return, and she can fly like the Phoenix that she is and go on to face whomever, whether it's Charlotte, Becky, anyone. She can go through anyone. But I do like this feud, especially with vintage Maryse with the brick in her purse. Like, I'm from New York City, so you know how how we roll, and I fully endorse that. But yeah, I think this is going to be a very entertaining match, to say the least. I mean, Miz and Maryse, they always deliver it. They're always going after the WWE couples. They went after Bryan Danielson and Brie Bella, and also John Cena and Nikki Bella. So there's history there, right? So yeah, this is definitely going to be an entertaining match.
I think so too. Izzy, how do you feel heading into this match? Are you looking forward to it? And what did you think of Beth Phoenix's surprise return?
Yeah, so I think it's really cool that we're getting a mixed tag team match on the Royal Rumble. It's something that we can look forward to. I always look forward to the mixed tag team matches. I mean, I was kind of a huge fan of the mixed tag team tournament. Loki want to see that return. But I just got to say, I have actually liked Edge's comeback. It's been kind of fun. I am a huge Edge fan, so I'm going to have to disagree there. But speaking of Beth Phoenix, I'm really happy that she's returned. I'm excited to see her in the ring. I really think that this has been a fun story between Miz and Maryse, and then Edge and Beth Phoenix. You know, like you said, in the ring, you know, Maryse and Miz, they always pick on.
Oh, I think we lost Izzy there for a second.
And this is just
Oh,
another like walk in the park for them between Beth and. Am I still here? I'm back.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
But
Go for it.
I think, you know, Edge and Beth, okay, good. I think Edge and Beth, they're kind of the true power couple of the WWE. I think they kind of stand for love in a way. So I kind of have them winning this match. I think they're going to go home with the victory, and they're going to go home to their kids and be like, oh, the dad won, look at us, we won at the Rumble.
Well, Izzy's made her pick. Stephanie, who is your pick for this match?
Firstly, I think that Maryse and Miz are true love, but I pick Edge and Beth Phoenix to win because I think that they will go on to do solo stuff for WrestleMania. So I think they'll get the win here.
Alex, how about you?
I'm going to go with Miz and Maryse, only because, hear me out, I feel like if they win, they can go on to Monday Night Raw and gloat about it because that's what they do best. That's why they're true love. They're loyal to each other. They're ride and dies. Maybe they'll scheme their way to a win on Saturday, but I love Edge and Beth Phoenix, don't get me wrong, but I would also really love to see just Beth Phoenix just branch out, go out on her own, conquer the women's division, especially now with the women that we have currently on the roster. But I think Miz and Maryse, why not? Let them have this win.
So I actually have to go definitely Edge and Beth Phoenix. Like, I'm sorry, but I've hated this whole storyline. I think it's been utterly and completely boring. The best parts have literally been when Maryse has her moments. The part where she walked out during that one segment on Raw, that was literally the best thing that happened in this entire story. So for me, I'm like, I don't care about seeing the Miz and Maryse win. You know, Beth Phoenix is here to kick ass. Obviously, we all want to see her kick ass. I think it should be Edge and Beth Phoenix. So guys in the chat, whoever, go ahead and let us know what you guys think. What is your prediction for this match? And I'm going to go ahead and read the super chat from Brad Watts, who says, so excited for this year's Rumble, the women's especially, hoping to see Melina, BTW rewatch 2018 women's, and saw Alex pop hard for Molly Holly. Who doesn't pop hard for Molly Holly, though?
It's true. They caught me on camera, my full reaction, and I popped her. I just didn't think it was possible for Molly Holly to come back, or Lita. So I was just thinking about the current women, and I was like, oh my God, the legends, and flipped out.
I love it. That's the point, man. We got another super chat from Couch Potato Lucha Libre, who says, I say it's either Bailey at 30, Bianca from 1, or Naomi from 27. All first, all the way, says Couch Potato Lucha Libre. Thank you so much for sending in that super chat. Once again, guys, friendly reminder, if you want to get your question, comment, or statement read on the stream, you are more than welcome to send in a super chat at any point during this match. Oh my God, this show. But let's go ahead and hop into our next match here today. And the next match that we're going to go ahead and talk about is the Raw Women's Championship match, which is Becky Lynch versus Doudrop. And we're going to go ahead and kick it off with Izzy for this one here. Izzy, are you a fan of this heel Becky Lynch persona? And is there any chance that Doudrop is actually going to walk out Raw Women's Champion?
Okay, so I really like this Becky Lynch heel turn. I think Becky is great either way, whether she's a baby face or a heel. I think she is fantastic in the ring. Love her character. I love her new look. Like, I'm going to be honest, every week I look forward to her outfits in the ring. She always looks great. I'm like, damn, I wish I could look like her sometimes. But anyways, I like Doudrop, but I don't think she has a shot this Saturday. I think Becky, you know, I feel like we're going to see her have the title for a long time. I really think so. I think she's going to walk into WrestleMania with the title around her waist. I think that's a definite. However, I think Doudrop is actually a really good contender for Becky. Doudrop is that classic baby face, and that brings me to this story, is the classic good versus evil. You know, Doudrop, she caters to the kids. You know, a lot of people love her. She's cute. She's fun. You know, you get hyped for her when she comes out. And Becky, you know, she's kind of like that mean girl in school. You're always like, oh, she's coming around. But however, I get excited for Becky. Trust me, guys. But I'm going with Becky Lynch. I think she's going to retain this Saturday. I think it's a definite. However, I'm looking forward to Doudrop. I think it's going to be a very good showing for her.
Stephanie, so your turn here. Do you think there is a shot in hell that Doudrop is going to be taking the title away from Becky Lynch?
Absolutely not. No, she's not. But I have to say, I think that they've done a pretty good job with Doudrop in the past few weeks. I did like last week's Raw when she just attacked Becky during the interview segment. I thought that was really cool. And yeah, I think they've kind of rehabbed her a bit from how dodgy it was, how they brought her in. But she's actually become a good challenger for Becky. But I think Becky's definitely keeping that title all the way to WrestleMania and beyond until she inevitably just turns face again.
Alex, who's your pick during this match? Does Doudrop have a chance?
No, she does not have a chance. I don't think she does. And it's no disrespect to Doudrop. I mean, I remember when she was Piper Niven, of course, but I remember the excitement when she went into the Mae Young Classics and even conquering NXT UK. And then she came into the main roster, and then main roster did what the main roster does. You know what I mean? But I do think this match, regardless if Doudrop deserves the title run or, you know, this match or whatever you may see it, Becky is on the top of her game. And I feel like this is a great chance to showcase Doudrop. She's not with Eva Marie anymore. She's by herself. She conquered that #1 contender match with Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair, which I think a lot of people did not expect her to win. And this is a Royal Rumble match. I feel like in the past we've seen single non-Rumble matches live up to its persona, or, you know, I Quit match and Triple H and Cactus Jack. Those have been amazing Rumble matches that weren't Rumble matches. Maybe this match has the potential to do that. Doudrop is amazing in the ring. She really is. But I hope that this match at least showcases her a little bit, lifts her up. I hope that it shines a brighter light for her on the main roster, and people are like, well, you know, she's actually a good wrestler. Is she going to win? No.
And I think that's the issue here, is that not one person here. We got 4 people on this stream, 4 totally different minds and opinions, yet not one of us actually thinks Doudrop has a chance. And I think that's probably the biggest, sign of bad creative, in terms of like, there is no chance that we actually buy that Doudrop's winning. And we don't want that, considering that this is, a Royal Rumble match. You want to have at least the maybe a little part of you to think that she might actually win. So for me, this isn't really a match that I'm looking forward to, because I know a lot of people like Doudrop. I like Doudrop too. But truthfully, I haven't been loving what we've been seeing from her in the ring. And so for me, I have not necessarily been won over by her just yet. So personally, I'm like, this is just kind of the match that I'm probably least looking forward to on the card. And that's just kind of like the honest truth on that one there. But what do you guys think? Go ahead and let us know in the comments section below, whether you're watching this live or you're watching the replay. But now let's go ahead and get into a match that I personally think a lot of us are looking forward to. And the one that we're going to go ahead and jump right into is going to be none other than the Universal Champion Roman Reigns defending against Seth freaking Rollins. And of course, the Usos are banned from ringside. So this is going to be a hot one. I'm going to kick this one off with Alex. Alex, how do you feel about the build to this match, Roman and Seth? And do you think that Seth is essentially going to walk out winning this match or not?
Okay, I think the build for this match is they put up everybody's pictures on a wall and threw a dart and said, hey, this is Roman Reigns' opponent for the Royal Rumble now. I feel like it came out of nowhere, right? I mean, there's amazing talent on SmackDown, and yet we're getting a Raw superstar coming in. Yes, they do have history together with the Shield, but there's just so many people that could go against Roman Reigns. I mean, let's face it, Roman is on the top of his game, whether you like him or not, whether you think he's stale. I mean, I think a lot of people from the past of what we've seen the past few years, back in the day when Roman, was Shield Roman and not Tribal Chief. People are actually rooting for him. People are actually not forcefully booing him and et cetera, et cetera. I really think that he's on the top of his game right now. He's an amazing champion. But again, like, this buildup, I think is just based on, hey, they used to be friends. Maybe they could just have a match together. But this is going to be a really good match. There's no doubt about it that Roman and Seth, whoever their opponents are, they always deliver, no matter what. The Usos are now banned from ringside, so anything could happen, really. But Roman leaving with the title, I don't know. I actually don't know, but I also don't see him losing that title anytime soon. But I don't know. This matchup is a toss-up, but again, with this build-up, it's still good. It's still gonna be good. It's Seth freaking Rollins and Roman Reigns. It's gonna be great.
I completely agree with you. I think this is going to be like a banger of a match. But when it comes to like the build, I think that Alex is right on the money where she says it kind of felt like they just threw a dart and wherever it landed, that's who the opponent was going to be. Because obviously, if you're going to be thinking about, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, obviously the history is there. We already know that. But it did feel very abrupt and out of nowhere. Now, before we get to Izzy and Stephanie's thoughts, we do have a super chat from Mike Parker in regards to the previous match we were talking about, where he says, I like that Becky versus Doudrop is a fresh match at least. That's kind of where we're at now. If it's a fresh match, it's a win. We also got another super chat from Matt Reichel, who says, just dropping by and supporting 4 great women. My predictions for the Rumble are Brock Lesnar, and for the women, it could be a rowdy surprise. Thank you so much to Matt Reichel for also sending in that super chat. So now let's get Stephanie's thoughts. Stephanie, how do you feel about Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and who do you have here?
Firstly, I'm famously anti-Seth Rollins, so I'll just put that out there. I'm anti him as a concept, everything. But I think I agree with Alex on the build to this match. It's been really weak. I think the problem is Roman's storyline is really with Brock and Paul Heyman, so they had to give him someone else, and then they actually picked like the one guy they shouldn't have, because like, this is a guy he has all the history with. So that should actually be a bigger storyline like further down the line. So they should have just thrown like anyone else at him that he didn't have any history with, that you could just do like a quick couple of weeks build, doesn't really matter, like throwaway match. So I think they really made a mistake there, because I think they burnt out like what would be a really interesting feud to have, like Roman, who's ascended to this level. He's peak now. He's absolutely amazing. We all like love him, even if we're booing him in the arena. We know like he's made it, and to him to then feud with Seth, who's come into his own as well in like a less good way, but that could be like so big, and this just doesn't feel like it. So yeah, but as for who's gonna win, this one is so hard for me to predict, because I think both championship matches, I think one title's changing hands, I think, and I can't see them giving it to Seth here, so I'm gonna go for Roman.
I completely agree with you in terms of I have to give it to Roman as well, because I'm sorry, but I would actually be pissed off if Roman Reigns lost. I feel like we've been seeing him, hold that bout. It's been such a strong thing that if he were to lose, I'd be kind of upset. Izzy, how do you feel? Are you looking forward to this match? And do you think that Roman Reigns is winning or losing?
Yeah, so when this match got announced, I was actually pretty hyped for it. I grew up watching The Shield, and I was a hardcore Shield fan. Like, I wanted to be the 4th member, to be honest. I always thought they would give me something like, hey, you're going to be the 4th member. That 8-year-old dreams. But I really think the elephant in the room is their history. But I think this is more the tale of how 2 brothers, they were very close to each other, and then they slowly grew apart, and now they're in their own different realms and worlds, and they have totally different personas, and that's what's happening with Seth and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is the tribal chief, head of the table, universal champ, and Seth Rollins, he just laughs all the time. he's a maniac, as you say, but I really think Roman is going to hold on to that title. I don't see Seth becoming universal champ. I literally think Roman's going to hold on to that title for a very, very long time until we see a reasonable and worthy contender step up to him. Not saying that Seth isn't, but I don't think it's the time right now. However, I would love to see Seth Rollins become the universal Universal Champ down the line.
Completely agree. So I think we're all on board here that it's got to be Roman Reigns. And if not, or maybe even like I know Stephanie mentioned, maybe it being a toss up on this one here. We got a super chat from Brad Watt who says, normally I'd say Roman Reigns, but Seth's had his eye on the Universal title for over 6 months and hasn't gotten a one-on-one chance. Toss up in my opinion. Also, the big thing that we do have to know also is the fact that the Usos are going to be banned. And one of the common criticisms that we have been seeing from people of what they haven't been liking from Roman Reigns and the way that he wins matches is that he always has helps from the Usos. So who knows? Maybe that could play into the end result of this match. We have another super chat from Yitzy Fried. Thank you so much to Yitzy, who says Brock Lesnar and Goldberg are the two best wrestlers in the world at the Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar will beat Bobby Lashley so easily. Suplex City. Thank you so much to Yitzy for also sending in a super chat. It is much appreciated. A friendly reminder, everybody, if you do want to get your question, comment, or statement read on the stream, you are more than welcome to send in a super chat. Not only does your comment get read on the show, but it also helps me pay all my guests here today. So make sure you guys send in a super chat if you guys want your comment to get read or just help support the podcast in general. On top of this, another friendly reminder, make sure that you guys come back here on Sunday. On Sunday, I will be live and I will be joined by Izzy. And I think I'm also going to be joined by Kate Hensler. I'm still not sure yet, but we are going to be here on Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Time to talk about the Royal Rumble the following day on Sunday. Additionally, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure that you guys do. I have a bunch of original content up on this channel. I have a bunch of interviews that have been going up, and every now and then I come on here and do live shows as well. So please make sure to subscribe. This channel is run entirely by me, so it would mean a whole lot. But now let's go ahead and hop into our next match here. All right, this is the one that personally, guys, I'm really looking forward to. Like, I'm beyond excited about this one. And the match that I'm talking about is WWE Champion Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. I think this is going to be, when we speak of toss-up and who I legitimately don't know is going to win, this is the one for me. But Stephanie, I have to kick things off with you. Do you think that this is a dream match? Is it a dream match for you? And how do you feel about this match?
It's definitely a dream match for Bobby Lashley. But it's kind of a dream match for me as well. Actually, I really do. I really love Bobby a lot, and he's done so well in recent years, and he's pushed for this match so hard. I mean, anytime I've interviewed him, this comes up. Like, every interview this comes up, like, he wants this match so much. So I'm really happy for him that he's getting it, especially like at the Royal Rumble, that big pay-per-view, all of that. The build, I think, has been really interesting because sometimes I'm watching it and the build makes me really furious because of the way Brock is acting, that he's dismissing Bobby. And that makes me furious. But then I also think, what if this is a complete red herring to make us think that Bobby has no chance and he actually wins and this is what's happening? So I'm really hoping that they're trying to swerve us in the build, because I hope that, I just feel like poor Bobby that's dreamed for this his whole life. Like, if he gets squashed and just suplexed all over the ring by Brock and it's done, that's tragic. And I don't know how he'll ever get over that. But I'm really hoping that this is the match that he's made it up that it could be. Like, he's promoted trying to get this match for so long that I just hope it actually lives up to expectations.
So here's the thing, Stephanie. I have to say right now, I'm going to cause some drama here, but I feel completely polar opposite of how you feel about this. And the reason I say that is because I freaking love Brock Lesnar. Like, I am such a big Brock Lesnar fan. I don't even care if I get judged, man. I just think, when you think of somebody that you always mark out for me, it's Brock Lesnar. Like, the second his music hits, I'm like, yeah, let's go. Getting crazy with that. And I completely get you, because Brock Lesnar has sort of been bearing Bobby Lashley, on the mic. Bobby Lashley hasn't really been the one that, has been getting the upper hand here, right? But also during that freaking fatal 5-way match that they did at day one, Bobby Lashley you know, he was essentially the one on fire. Like, he didn't at any point, you know, really, like, Brock Lesnar never really made Bobby Lashley like look bad in this match. Bobby Lashley looked phenomenal in that match. Granted, you know, we did see Brock Lesnar win and all of that. So I do also think that because Brock Lesnar has been saying those things about Bobby Lashley, I do agree with you in that sense that that may be, you know, us basically thinking it's going to go one direction. Now, this is why I'm completely tossed up. I want Brock Lesnar to win, but I don't think he necessarily is, but I'm still going to go with Brock Lesnar. So, Izzy, we're going to kick things off with you now. Going from here and hearing what Stephanie and I have had to say, what do you think? Is it going to go over to Bobby Lashley, or is it going to go over to Brock Lesnar?
Okay, so I agree with you, Denise. I'm so hyped for this match. I love both Bobby and Brock. Like, whenever Brock's theme song comes on, I'm like, this needs to be my theme song when I walk through anywhere. Like, when I walk into the gym, when I walk into the grocery store, like, anywhere I go, his theme song better be playing. But this match has been so anticipated. Like, I remember, like, last year when he's like, oh my God, Bobby versus Brock, and it's finally happening. This one is also a toss-up for me because we've seen this more happier, different Brock Lesnar. I mean, he's coming out with cowboy hats on. I don't really know what's going on there, but I like it. However, I don't think that's going to change his in-ring performance. I think he's still going to be a beast. I think he's still going to be scary to watch and whatnot. So I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar, but I won't be mad if Bobby wins because I'm a huge fan of Bobby, and I think he would be great as champ, WWE champ.
All right, so we got 2 for Brock. Wait, you said Bobby, or did you say Brock? Sorry.
I said Brock.
I didn't.
It's a toss-up, though.
Okay, so we got 2 for Bobby. No,
Yeah, I didn't say who I predicted.
Oh, yeah, okay, sorry.
Yeah, I predict Bobby. That was my fault for not saying it. Yeah, I predict Bobby. I think that, like Brock, something might happen with Paul or whatever, but I actually think Bobby's going to win this.
Okay, so we got 2 for Brock, 1 for Bobby. Alex, you're about to make it or break it here. Who do you think it is here? The spotlight's all on you.
Who do I think? Okay, well, let's just get it out of the way. It's big meaty men slapping on big meaty men. It's gonna be a great match. It's gonna be a really great match. There's history there, right? And there's history with the fans as well. This has been a dream match for a lot of fans for almost 15 years, 20 years since like the ruthless aggression era, you know? So I feel like regardless of who wins, this is going to be, again, one of those non-Rumble matches during the pay-per-view that's going to transcend into time. Everyone's going to remember where they were when Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley like first faced off. And especially for the title as well. Right now, I'm going to have to agree, like, I love Brock Lesnar right now. It's like farmer, man bun Brock Lesnar.
Hipster farmer?
Like hipster farmer. Like I feel like I would find him at like in Williamsburg at like a coffee shop or something. Like I remember when he had the Money in the Bank and he was like moonwalking and all that stuff with the Money in the Bank like as a beatbox. I feel like he's just that character, just farmer like maybe, I don't know, but he's having fun right now, right? And I feel like a lot of people were a little upset when he won the championship and it should have went to Bobby, and whatever the changes were from day one, we're finally getting this match. And it's surprising that we're getting it for the Royal Rumble. I feel like maybe we were going to get it for WrestleMania, but we're getting it for the Rumble. Christmas came early. It's going to be big meaty men slapping on big meaty men. It's going to be fun. But unfortunately, I don't think that Bobby is going to win. I think that Brock Lesnar's gonna win. It's WrestleMania season. He's got to sell the tickets, baby. And why not with Brock Lesnar? I mean, maybe this will go on to WrestleMania. Maybe we will have a triple threat. Maybe Universal title will come through. I don't know. Maybe Shawn Michaels will zip line down WrestleMania again. Who knows? But I think that Brock Lesnar is walking out of Royal Rumble as the champion once again.
I love this. So if Bobby Lashley wins, Stephanie, you got bragging rights here because you were the only one that thought that there was a chance for him. So we'll see what happens there.
Wait till you hear my other predictions.
Oh my God. I'm so excited.
Can't
We
wait.
got a super chat from Yitzi Freed who says Romans is losing at the Rumble just like CM Punk lost at the Rumble. If WWE makes a big deal about the longest reigning champion, that means Roman loses. I don't think so, but let's see what else we got here. We got another super chat from Virgil Namodo. Thank you so much to Virgil, who says, Happy New Year, ladies. Usos banned from Roman versus Seth. Solo Sikoa isn't an Uso. Looking forward to watching the Rumble while snowed in New York. Thank you so much to Virgil for also sending in a super chat and sending in your opinions. Alrighty, so I'm all caught up there. Before we move on, because it's officially now time to get into the men's and the women's Rumbles, just please, everybody, friendly reminder, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please make sure that you do. I have officially surpassed the 50,000 subscriber mark, and my goal is 100K. And quite frankly, it feels very, very far away from now, but please make sure that you guys subscribe and support this channel. There are a million interviews up, a bunch of original content that I think you guys will enjoy. So check that stuff out. But now, let's get into it. The stuff that everybody wants to talk about. It's obviously the Rumble, and we're going to kick things off with the 30-woman Royal Rumble match. So we have had 21 names be announced so far. Really quickly, I'm going to read off the names here of who's been announced. We've had Rhea Ripley, Nikki ASH, Dana Brooke, Carmella, Queen Zelina, Tamina, Shotzi, Natalia, Aaliyah, Naomi, Shayna Baszler, Charlotte Flair, Nikki Bella, Brie Bella, Lita, Michelle McCool, Kelly Kelly, Summer Rae, Mickie James, Bianca Belair, and Liv Morgan. Jesus Christ. All right, so there you go. Those are the names we know of so far. So I'm going to kick things off with Izzy. Izzy, based on the names that have been already announced for this women's Royal Rumble, for you, what was the name that you were like, this is amazing? Like, who were you most like fangirling over?
Oh, okay. So two good of mine, but I think the first one automatically, and I think everybody felt this way, was Mickie James. Her being Impact Knockout Champ, that was, and WWE announcing it as her being Impact Knockout Champ, like, that was incredible. I mean, talk about the Forbidden Door. It's happening. We're seeing it happening. But I think Mickie really represents not only Impact, but also all of the people that were released over the years. She was somebody that really made her statement after she was released. And I really appreciate her for that. She's somebody that I really look up to. So I'm really looking forward to her being in the Royal Rumble. And I think this Women's Rumble is stacked. I think we're going to get a lot of cool moments, and that's what makes the Rumble the cool moments. You know, I want to see Rhea Ripley and Raquel Gonzalez. We don't know what's going on with Raquel, but I want to see Raquel in this Royal Rumble. I also want to see maybe Brie Bella throw Nikki Bella out of the ring. I think that would be pretty cool. I mean, turn on your own sister. But I think we would all do that if we had our own sister in the Royal Rumble. I mean, Denise, if you had a shot at the title, would you throw out Taylor Swift out of the ring?
So first of all, I would throw myself out of the ring for Taylor Swift to win. And if my real life sister, who's a teenager, she's 16, if she was in that match, she'd throw my ass out so fast. And she's a lot tougher than I am. So we'll see what happens there.
Okay. I thought you were going to throw out Taylor. I'm going to be honest. Maybe I'm going to throw out Taylor. So I'm kind of a Swiftie right now. I'm not going to lie. It's finally happened. But I really think this Women's Royal Rumble is going to be full of fun moments. You know, we're going to have the Natalia and Summer Rae face off. We've been looking forward to that. I mean, just look at their history on Total Divas, the suitcase, the phone, the toilet paper. Like, literally, it's Total Divas bringing back to that era. However, who I'm predicting, I have two people where I'm like, okay, they're going to have a good showing. I'm going with Lita or Naomi. Lita, she returned. They made it a big deal, which is very interesting. Naomi, she's kind of been in the shadows, and I really want to see her at WrestleMania. I really think that 2022 is going to be her year. 2022 needs to be her year to shine. As far as returns, you know, I think we're obviously going to get Sasha Banks, Bayley. I'm really hyped for those two returns. I know everybody's speculating Ronda Rousey. I don't personally think Ronda's going to return. I would love to see it. I'm the biggest Ronda's fan Like whenever I go to BJJ class, I think I'm freaking Ronda Rousey. I did the armbar all the time. But I'm going with Lita or Naomi. I think either or would be great. You know, it would be really cool to see a legend win and also maybe see Naomi win. So you never know
Those
what's
are
gonna
some
happen.
good picks, Izzy. I'm like a little bit surprised too. I thought your picks were a little bit like I like it. I like that you gave two options. So guys, if you have more than one option, go for it. I would say max two. Don't give more than two, but I think two is a good number. Lita Naomi is a good one. So Alex, let's go over to you. So we kind of mentioned obviously Mickie James. That was like a huge news, I think. How did you feel with the reaction? What was your reaction to, hey, Mickie James, Impact Knockouts champion, is going to be in the Royal Rumble?
I was still picking up the pieces of my brain after it exploded, to be honest. I mean, it's so exciting because, again, let's go back to the history of it all, right? I mean, she was released. Did she deserve to be released? Absolutely not. And I think it shined a little bit of a light towards how the women, and especially the legends, the women that are legends, how they're treated by this company, right? And it's a huge flex, Mickie James, what she's done in this time, you know, with NWA, Empower, Knockout, and she is a world champion. Let's not forget that. They are considered world champions over at Impact. And I posed this question, and Tempest from Wrestle Talk actually confirmed she is the first active world champion from an active promotion entering the Rumble. Like, that's a huge merit for any wrestler, regardless of gender. And I feel like that alone makes the women main event. Why not? That's a huge moment. Somebody from a different promotion, you know, if Okada came from New Japan and participated in the Royal Rumble, like, that's a huge moment. This is kind of the equivalent. Am I saying that Mickie James is the equivalent of Okada? No. In my eyes, yes. In yours, maybe not. Who knows? I don't know. It's your opinion. But what an exciting moment. What an exciting moment for just not only just women's wrestling fans, but just wrestling fans all over. So yeah, I feel like that alone just has a lot of eyes on the Royal Rumble this Saturday. But yeah, I was really excited when Mickie was announced. Even Summer Rae, Kelly, like WWE legend Summer Rae, excuse me. Let me not forget the title. But this is going to be a great match. The Women's Rumble, it's always a fun time. I'm a little bit more passionate about my pick on who's winning, just because, hear me out, I do agree I have one choice. It's Naomi. Only because Naomi has had one... Maybe I think Naomi is the only person going into the Rumble right now with a consistent storyline. She has this storyline with Sonya Deville, and it's been going on since August, and she has yet to have her own come up. And we have yet to have a legitimate reason as to why Sonya Deville is doing this to Naomi. I think that maybe Naomi would be the Iron Woman in this Royal Rumble. And I think maybe Sonya Deville will have some of these moments where she brings out maybe Raquel Gonzalez, maybe Shayna Baszler, maybe Tamina even, you know, and I think that Naomi, that's the real story to tell, because Naomi is former two-time SmackDown Women's Champion, and she gets no respect. She is one of the most athletic women on that roster since the Divas era, and she's gotten no respect. Why not? Give it to Naomi. She deserves all the flowers.
Do you have a backup pick?
No.
Okay, I'll take it. I will take it. Okay.
I don't have a backup pick, but honestly, I would be happy to just see women conquer. I would love to see Bayley return. I would also love to see Asuka return. So either way, I don't have a backup, but women rule, and I love women's wrestling.
So before we get to Stephanie's pick here, we got a super chat from Joey Clemenza, who says, just a thought, WWE really dropped the ball by announcing the Divas 2 weeks before the match. They should have kept it a surprise. Loving the stream, ladies. Let's get Izzy and Stephanie on Quizlemania. I can't disagree with Joey on this one. Thank you so much for sending in this super chat, by the way. I appreciate you. Okay, so Stephanie, I kind of want to touch on what Joey just said with the names being announced ahead of time. How do you feel about that? And then my follow-up question that I also want to know is, do you think we're going to be seeing Ronda Rousey?
Those are the two best questions you could have asked me. Because, so the names being announced before really made me think, what the heck? Like, why would you do this? Because the Mickie James thing is so incredible and like unique, and it's imagine her just coming out and us not knowing, especially with the Impact title. I think that would have been so amazing. And also my favorite woman of all time, not my favorite women's wrestler of all time, my favorite woman of all time, Nikki Bella, is in the Rumble. And I'm so glad about that. I just thought she'd never get another moment, so I'm so glad to see her in there. So I was like, why did you waste me like popping really hard in the bar for Nikki Bella? Like, I wanted to have that moment where I cried into my wine when Nikki Bella ran out. You know, sadly not Bella's wine, but so I thought that was bizarre. However, I think this Royal Rumble, the women's Royal Rumble, is way more interesting than the men's this year, and it kind of usually is. It should 100% main event the show, and I think just like I think the Bobby Lashley being buried is a red herring, I think announcing these surprises is a red herring. I think they've done it because they have something much bigger coming. I think they have bigger surprises that will surpass what they've announced coming. And I think that's why they did it and just told us all this stuff. So to answer your second question, yes, Ronda Rousey is going to be in the Royal Rumble. That's what I think is going to happen. And I think that that's the reason why they were willing to give away people like Nikki Bella, Brie Bella, Mickie James, even Summer Rae, like coming into it. I mean, I love Naomi too, and I would love to see her get something, but sadly, I just don't see that ever happening. You know, a Royal Rumble win and a proper title win, anything like that. I just don't have faith in WWE to ever do that. I think if I'm ever going to put faith in them doing stuff, I usually give it to people I've been in the company less time, you know, like Bianca Belair winning before. So I think like the time has passed with Naomi. Sadly, they're not going to do it, but I've not even really thought about like actually women that have been announced winning this, because I'm so certain it's going to be an outsider. I really think it's going to be Ronda Rousey, and I really think this Royal Rumble pay-per-view is going to end with Rousey winning and Becky coming out, and then that showdown.
That would be phenomenal, by the way.
Whether we want it or not.
Yeah. I know
okay,
some people are
because
like
I'm not saying I want it. I'm saying if I had my way, Nikki Bella would win and they'd retire the title with her. But, you know, I think Vince wants to give us Ronda Becky 2 without Charlotte.
I love it. I didn't know how big of a Nikki Bella fan you were, so this is good knowledge to have. I love it. Okay, so we've got Ronda Rousey and a backup Nikki Bella. We got Naomi and Lita, and then we got Naomi again. So I kind of, for my picks here, first of all, I love the idea of, you know, making this, if the women's match is the main event, I do right off the bat think that's going to be a major giveaway for, hey, Ronda Rousey is at some point coming out in this Rumble. And if she doesn't, and I would be very, very surprised. So let me just say, if Ronda Rousey is in the Rumble, I think there's I would say that she is definitely winning it. If Ronda is in the Rumble, she's winning it. Okay. If she's not in the Rumble, I definitely have to give this one to, oh God, this is a tough one, because when you think of the stories, I would probably give it again to Bianca Belair. I think that she's probably the only person there that I feel legitimately has a story, and I would buy it. If she were to win, I would buy it. Would it be as great as her first Royal Rumble win? No, because that was a moment that I think was just like really, really grand, and I don't think that could be duplicated. But I would go with Bianca Belair winning this. That is, unless Ronda Rousey comes out, then I go with definitely Ronda Rousey getting the win here. Now, if I had it up to me, and like, you know, if I had my Nikki Bella moment, I would give my Nikki Bella moment to Lita. I'd be like, Lita, win the Rumble. I'm here for it. Woohoo, you know? That would be my Nikki Bella thing. But alrighty, so let's get some thoughts. We're getting some super chats in here. I'm going to go ahead and read a couple of these. Shout out to Taylor Cannon, who's always constantly supporting. Thank you so much to Taylor, who says, I'd imagine if they kept Mickie James entering the Rumble a secret, I think Twitter would have exploded. I hope Bayley returns and wins, or Naomi. I do also think that Bayley coming into the Rumble would be phenomenal. Obviously, miss her a whole lot. We got another super chat. This one is from Mike Parker, who says, I agree with Alex in that the Women's Rumble should main event. Whether she wins or not, I see Lita eliminating Charlotte and challenging her at WrestleMania. And I would mark out for that. So thank you so much to Mike Parker for also sending in that super chat. Also, a couple people in the chat are also mentioning Alexa Bliss. If I had a third option, I'd probably throw it to Alexa Bliss. I think that she's somebody that we can't, forget about, I guess. Alrighty, everybody. So we got one more match to talk about. That is obviously the men's Royal Rumble match. But before we do that, just another friendly reminder. If you are on this channel, if you are watching on YouTube, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. I have surpassed 50,000 subscribers, trying to make my way to 100K. So please go ahead and click that subscribe button. But now, let's get into it, everybody. The men's Royal Rumble. And we've had a couple names that have already been announced. I'm going to go through the names really quickly. They are Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford, Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, Austin Theory, Sheamus, Johnny Knoxville, Damian Priest, AJ Styles, Big E, Happy Corbin, Madcap Moss, Sami Zayn, Kofi Kingston, Kevin Owens, Omos, Randy Orton, Matt Riddle, Chad Gable, Otis, Dolph Ziggler, and Robert Roode. Okay, so let's kick things off with Alex on this one. Alex, how do you feel heading into this men's Rumble? And given the names that I announced, are you excited for it?
It's the Rumble. I'm always going to be excited for it, regardless. But with the men's Rumble this year, I think a lot of people are right where it's not exciting. It is unpredictable. And again, maybe they announce the names for the women early on because maybe they're going to have somebody bigger. Who knows? There has been talk about a forbidden door with the men's Rumble. But again, like, I just don't see that much excitement going into the men's Rumble this year. There's much more excitement with the Roman match and the Brock Lesnar match. But again, like, I feel like the one build I'm picking up on with the men's Rumble is Johnny Knoxville coming in. Maybe he'll win. I don't know. Then Twitter will really blow up. Who knows? But
in anger.
Yeah, in anger, and then it'll finally perish. But who knows, really? I mean, with the men's Rumble, again, it's Royal Rumble, right? We're always so excited for the Rumble. It's the road to WrestleMania. With everyone going into this Rumble, they have a great chance of winning, if that makes any sense. You know, with the women going in, like, there are specific picks, but I feel like literally any man could win this Rumble. There's so many amazing talent. Some names that pop into mind, definitely Damian Priest, my Boricua boy. Gotta go with him, of course. I mean, he's had a phenomenal WrestleMania match last year with Bad Bunny. He's the United States champion. Also, that would be a little bit of history making, right? Because we haven't seen like a singles champion win a Royal Rumble, I don't think. Tempest, fact check that. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, I would love to see Damian Priest win. Another name that pops into mind, like Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, you know, he just resigned. I feel like he resigned for a big reason. Maybe he put into his contract like, hey, boost me up a little bit, boost me up. But also with Kevin Owens going out of the Royal Rumble, there's history there, right? He's always wanted his rematch with the Universal title. Boom, he could have a good match with Roman. And he does really good programs. He builds up a really good program by himself. Again, Kevin Owens versus Brock Lesnar, boom, another great matchup for WrestleMania. I mean, who knows? Anything could happen on the road to WrestleMania, and we've seen that. But again, like, I don't know. This year for the men's Rumble, it's just kind of like, I'll pop. I'll be excited, but I'm looking forward to the women.
I love that. We got a super chat from David Primero who says, I would love to see Mickie James versus Charlotte at WrestleMania 38. Winner takes all. Isn't it crazy though that we have like a lot of dream matches for Mickie James that it's like, well, she's gone from the company technically still, so it kind of bums me out. But that would be a great match. Thank you so much to David for sending in that super chat. We have another one from Mark Warburton who says, "I won't be shocked if Braun Breaker ends up in it. He's definitely a I would say a strong contender just because looking at this list of people, if I had to pick Braun Breaker over a bunch of other these people, I would pick Braun Breaker. So thank you so much to Mark for also sending in that super chat. Alrighty, so let's go into Izzy. Izzy, so your thoughts heading into this. Who do you think is taking this Rumble win? Who would you like to see? And are you expecting any surprises?
Okay, so every year I kind of go through this issue. I have a tough time predicting like who's gonna show up, who's gonna win. I'm more like it's easier to predict with the women in a way, not in a bad way. It's just like, oh, I see so and so winning. Like there's so many possibilities. For the men, it's like, okay, I'll be excited if this person wins, but if this person wins, I don't know. It's a toss-up for me. So I originally was gonna go with Rey Mysterio. I thought about it, but I really think Big E is gonna win. I honestly love Big E. Whenever he comes out, I fangirl. Honestly, I think he is somebody that could be the face of the company. I mean, he already is, but I think him being on the WrestleMania poster, like, I think it's perfect, and I think he should definitely win the Royal Rumble. As for surprises, I think a lot of people from NXT 2.0 are going to come in. You know, we're seeing a lot of rising stars from NXT 2.0, especially like Braun Breaker. I know Grayson Waller has been on Raw recently between AJ Styles, so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he shows up. So I think we're going to see one or two people from NXT 2.0, but I'm going with Big E. I think this is his time. I think if he goes against Brock, if he goes against Roman, it'd be great as well. I think he's just a perfect babyface that can represent the WWE universe, which is honestly what you want going into WrestleMania, which is the biggest season in pro wrestling.
So, okay, so your official pick is Big E then, right?
Yes. Originally I was going with Rey Mysterio, and I was like, no, it's going to be Big E. I'm going with Big E.
So, Alex, let me rewind a little bit. Who's your official pick? Because I know you mentioned a couple of names.
I'm going to go with Kevin Owens.
Okay, so we got Big E and Kevin Owens. All right, Stephanie, your pick for the men's Rumble and also your thoughts heading into it, what you would like to see, maybe some surprises you might be expecting. And also on top of that, do you think we're going to get any like forbidden door surprises for the men?
Okay, the build I think has been like terrible. It's just been the usual like tag teams. What's going to happen with these tag teams that no one cares about, stuff going on. So I'm not been into that at all. They have given way more shine to Johnny Knoxville than anyone else. I mean, God, Jackass was so. I know there's a new movie coming out, but it was so long ago, like irrelevant. Imagine if Johnny Knoxville had gone into the Royal Rumble and someone else from Jackass, like Steve-O, when they were actually relevant. Like, that would have been great. But, you know, now, like 20 years later, we're all like, oh, yeah, Johnny Knoxville's still alive. So that's cool, I guess. Sami Zayn always gets lumbered with these idiots as well. Like, but he resigns, so he must enjoy it. He's just getting autographs for his kids, I guess, at this stage of his life. But anyway, back to the actual Rumble. So forbidden door surprises. I see a lot of people in the chat mentioning certain people that might like that I might be very into and that might be from my side. AEW, absolutely not a chance in hell. And I can tell you this: if anyone from AEW walks into the Royal Rumble, I will be furious. I will literally be throwing my glass at the TV and walking out. Like, I would be so livid. Yeah, so that's not happening.
Wait, we got to clarify here for a second. So, all right. So just to kind of get into perspective, if somebody that's a signed person from AEW were to show up to the Royal Rumble, why exactly would you be like upset about it?
Okay. So the like main names that are being mentioned are Chris Jericho, Cody, and then some people say Moxley. Like, firstly, if Moxley did it, like, no. Same with Jericho and Cody, because I think that they would have no chance at winning. And I think to walk through another promotion's door to enter their multi-person match for a chance at their title is like demeaning to their own company. Like I see, Mickie James doing it, and she's from Impact. It's great publicity for Impact. It is not for AEW. If you especially had the first ever world champion walk back into WWE to get in that multi-man match and get thrown out by someone, I think that would be a disgrace. I think the only way that could work is if it turns into a shoot in the ring and they're just go away WWE and eliminate themselves. Sorry, I didn't want to swear, but you know what I mean. I just think all that's really bad. If Cody was to do it, I think that would be really, really bad. He would just look really weak with everything that he's gone through in his wrestling history. But I don't think that's going to happen anyway, and I don't think Tony would ever allow that, and I don't think Vince would actually want that, even though it would cause all this buzz. So I think people just work themselves into a real shit over this one just because someone from Impact turned up in the Rumble. Could someone from Impact turn up? Yeah, sure. I think the people from Impact would let their stars turn up at anything, anywhere with cameras, they would let one of their people turn up. So that's totally fine. Anyway, my pick for the winner is someone who is not in the current lineup. This might explain my earlier choice. My pick is Brock. I think that Brock will enter after losing to Bobby Lashley, and then I think we get Brock versus Roman at WrestleMania. That's what I think. Brock is my pick.
Okay, so I do have to ask you, I'm going to have to ask everybody here, would you be upset if Brock Lesnar won the Royal Rumble? If
no.
what Stephanie says happens, how would you guys feel about it? Izzy and Alex, would this be something that you'd be like, all right, let's go for it? Or would you just be like, nah?
No, I think Brock Lesnar's time to win the Rumble was, when was he in the Rumble? 2020 Royal Rumble. That would have made sense for him to win. And also that was a fun not WrestleMania. That was a fun Royal Rumble. Him just cleaning house for the first half, and then Drew McIntyre got that elimination and then got that win. I think it was Brock's turn for 2020, and then now that time has passed. I don't think Brock is gonna win it. But touching on the Forbidden Door subject real quick, I agree with everything that Stephanie says about AEW. I don't think that it would make sense business wise and yada yada yada. I feel like it's more likely, if there is going to be a Forbidden Door, New Japan. I mean, there's been talks of them working together side by side, especially with Triple H in the mix as well, pitching that. And I feel like there's more of a chance for somebody from New Japan to come in, whether that's Tanahashi or Okada, maybe even Kota Ibushi. He doesn't know who Vince McMahon is, but listen, he was affiliated with WWE beforehand when it came to NXT and the Cruiserweight tournament, actually. So I feel like there's more of a better chance to get somebody from New Japan than there is AEW, but that's my 2 cents on that.
I also think that would be a disgrace to New Japan if they did that.
Stephanie doesn't want it. Stephanie just doesn't want it.
I agree with Alex that it could be New Japan, but I'm telling you, if Okada, Tanahashi, or any of them walk out there, I will be watching going, you are a disgrace to New Japan Pro Wrestling for entering the WWE's Royal Rumble.
The way she's saying disgrace, she's serious.
Yeah.
I am so serious. But if anyone from Impact wants to enter, that's amazing. I'm really happy for you guys. Get on the network.
Stephanie, please record your reaction to the men's rumble, please, because I'm almost I'm hoping it would happen just to get your reaction from me. I just want a meme of you going, "This is a disgrace." I love it. Oh my God. Izzy, what do you want to add to this in terms of kind of just everything that we've sort of been touching on?
Okay, so I know everybody's somebody's going to show up from AEW. There is no chance, and you know what, that is going to happen. I never, ever, ever, ever see that happening. Theoretically, in an incredible world that business did not matter, I could see that happening. I would be so hyped. I'd be like, oh my God, but I don't think that's happening. You know, I think it's gonna that door between AEW and WWE is gonna be forever closed. Unfortunately, I know all the fans are like, we want to see this. No, it's gonna be closed. However, going back to the Brock Lesnar thing, I wouldn't be mad, but I don't want to see it because I feel like Brock, he's in a place where he's already champ, and even if he loses, he doesn't need to jump into that Rumble again. I mean, it makes sense so he can get his opportunity back, but I really want to see somebody else in the Rumble win, whether it's Biggie, Rey Mysterio, or anyone else. I want to see somebody else. I love Brock, but give the spotlight to somebody else.
All right, so we got Big E, Kevin Owens, Brock Lesnar. My pick, and just really because, God, I think you guys are all right in the sense of this could really go any direction. And like looking at this lineup, it's not necessarily screaming, woo, this is the person that's going to win. I'm not getting that from anybody here. So my pick, and the reason why I'm going with this person is because if they were to win, I feel like this is obviously somebody who can have a great WrestleMania match with anybody. And there's still so many dream matches for this person. So, and I would buy this person as a legit contender. And once I say his name, you will know why. And that is AJ Styles. So I would want to see AJ Styles win this Rumble. To me, he's the only person on this list that I would say, and aside from AJ Styles, I would like Kevin Owens. That would be cool too, but I really do think that would, out of the names announced, it would be AJ Styles. But here we go. We got some super chats. This one is from Kyrian George, who says, AJ Styles and Matt Riddle are my two dark horses for the men's Rumble. I also predict Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, as a big surprise. I don't think so. Does anybody here actually think that'll happen?
No.
No. Okay, so it's a pass on this one. Cadillac Carson sends in
We're
a
sorry.
Cadillac Carson says, if Joe Gacy is in the Rumble, hope everyone eliminates him immediately. Maybe Strowman will be a surprise, picking Big E to win. Strowman, I just don't know. I don't know. Like, maybe. I just don't think so either. Thank you so much to Cadillac Carson for also sending in the super chat. We got another one from Heidi Ho 77 who says, damn, what a lineup of ladies. I'm late showing up, so I'm going back to the beginning to watch the whole show. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And all right, I think I'm all caught up now with the super chats. Awesome. Alrighty, so we are going to do one more thing and then we're going to wrap up this show. Before we get to it, so girls, I want to give you guys a moment to think about the match that you're most looking forward to tonight. I want one match only. And I'm looking forward to tonight. Looking forward to at the Rumble. One match only. And so think about that for a second, then I'll call you guys up in just a second. But before we go, before we wrap things up, everybody, just a heads up. If you guys want to follow Stephanie or Izzy or Alex, I do have all of their links in the description box below where you guys can just click on their links and you will find their social media accounts. And also, please do not forget to subscribe to this channel. I've asked like a zillion times. But just a friendly reminder, please click that subscribe button. My goal is to get to 100K. I have been working extremely hard on this channel, getting a bunch of interviews, putting out original content, etc. You name it, it's going up here. So please make sure to subscribe. This channel is run entirely by me. So it would really mean a lot to me to have your support. But now, let's get into this. All right. Izzy, we'll start with you. What is the match that you're most looking forward to at the Royal Rumble?
There's a lot of pressure on me, so I'm starting off this first. Okay, so we talked about it. You know, everybody's excited for this match, including me. I'm going with Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. I really think this match, it's like Clear the Ring said, it's big, meaty men. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. It's going to be hard hitting. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. There's a lot of possibilities that could happen. I definitely think there's going to be something with Paul Heyman. You never know what he's up to. But I think it's going to be an excellent match. It's something that it's one of the matches that is going to be the non-Rumble matches that is going to be excellent and that we're going to remember for the years to come. So Brock versus Bobby, I think it's going to be a match of the night, honestly.
Stephanie, what is your pick?
The Women's Royal Rumble. I think it's got the most chance of interesting surprises, and I really want to see Nikki Bella back in the ring. So I love her so much. So I'm so excited for that. Like, I'll be screaming when Nikki walks out, and I think all the ladies are going to do a fantastic job, and they should main event. We'll say it again.
Alex, your pick.
So I think I am more excited to see the women, honestly. Like, the women are really going to bring it. Listen, I know that a lot of people were upset that they announced the surprise entrance. Even Renee Paquette was upset on Twitter. Like, what the heck? You know, we were all pretty upset about it, but I feel like there's something brewing a little bit more with the women's Royal Rumble than the men's Royal Rumble. Like we've been saying all throughout the show, the only build that's going into the men's Rumble is Johnny Knoxville showing up, you know? And the women always kill it consistently, no matter what. They always kill it. So I'm really looking forward to the Women's Royal Rumble, and I know I'm going to cry. I'm going to be so excited. Nikki Bella's coming out. Mickie James. Just so many. Lita's coming out. God, so excited.
So I love that you guys chose the two matches that I was debating on whether it would be like what's my number one, because those really are the two matches that I'm most looking forward to. But I think in terms of like having to pick, I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. And I'm going with that because I legitimately have no idea what's going to happen. I'm so excited for it. But my runner-up is definitely the Women's Rumble. But the match I'm most looking forward to is definitely Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley. Alrighty, everybody, before we wrap up the stream, I want to give each of my guests their own opportunity to kind of go ahead and promote themselves, man. I really thank them for coming on here, and they're all doing incredible things, different things. So we're going to start off with Izzy. Izzy, please feel free to let the people know how they can support you and what they can watch.
Yes, so my name is Izzy. Hello. A lot of you guys know me from being Bailey Girl. I also have my own show, The Hot Side with Izzy, that is weekly, where I talk about AEW, WWE, and I even catch some pretty cool interviews with some pretty cool people in the pro wrestling industry. There are lots of exciting things coming up that I can't talk about yet that are literally happening this weekend. So stay tuned, but make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Pro Wrestling Tees, and shop the Izzy Mania t-shirt on howmuch.com. Repping them today, so shout out to them.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Izzy. I'm excited to hear what announcements you're going to be making. You're killing it, girl. Next up, let's bring up Stephanie. Stephanie, who is also killing it and keeping things very busy. And we also got to meet for the very first time in Minneapolis. Yes. That was very nice. Stephanie, where can the people support you? What can they watch, etc.?
Well, I'm Stephanie M. Chase on Twitter, also known as Miss Dynamite. So as you guys may have guessed, I basically make AEW content. So if you go find my YouTube channel, it's Stephanie Chase Wrestling. I do a live AEW show every week on a Thursday night where I talk about Dynamite. I preview Dynamite during the week, and then I have interviews with lots of AEW superstars, most recently Santana and Ortiz. It's a really good 30-minute one if you guys want to check that out. But I did also interview Dana Brooke as well this week that just went out. So you do sometimes get some WWE people in there, but the content I make myself is all centered around my true love of AEW. And speaking of meeting Denise, I went to Full Gear. I made a whole video about it. I even mentioned when I met Denise and how much I loved that, because it was so cool to meet you in person. It was just, amazing. And there's going to be more content like that to come. And yeah, I have quite an exciting few weeks coming up. Also that I'm not going to reveal why, but just, subscribe to my channel. Definitely go watch Santana and Ortiz and catch me every week talking about AEW.
Fabulous, fabulous. Alex, take the floor.
Hello. I'm Alex, Queen of the Ring, everywhere on Twitter and Instagram, also on the YouTubes, Queen of the Ring Wrestling. You can look for me there. In fact, since we're talking about Royal Rumble, this Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I am going to be throwing a Royal Rumble watch party. I know everyone does a Royal Rumble watch along, but this is exciting because I have 3 other women joining me. I have my co-host from Church of Joshi, Kayla. I have Lauren Moran, the infamous Lauren Moran. She's done countless amount of different, she did the Bloody Becky. She did the Bloody Becky t-shirt. You know her, you love her. And of course I have Lovely Laveau on my channel as well. So we are going to be doing that over on my YouTube channel for the Royal Rumble. Also, stick with me on twitch.tv/Queen of the Ring. I watch Total Divas. We watch SmackDown, Rampage, Women's Wrestling. We play Animal Crossing. We unplug a little bit. We zen out. It's a good time. And of course, if you want to get into more Church of Joshi Wrestling Stardom, TJPW, if you're loving Maki Ito, come join us. Follow us everywhere on Church of Joshi on Twitter and Instagram. We have shows every Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and we just dive into the world of Joshi because it's beautiful. We love women's wrestling here. Of course, we love all wrestling.
Awesome. Guys, please make sure to give them all some love. Again, links are in the description box below. You guys know where to find me at _Denise Salcedo on Twitter and Instagram. And of course, on this YouTube channel, please click that subscribe button. Until next time, I'm Denise Salcedo. We got Alex, Queen of the Ring, Stephanie Chase, and Izzy. And we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, everybody.